What's up YouTube, we're back for the video. We ended up fixing the camera so we're not as zoomed in, so now we can actually show you slabs on screen. So I ended up selling a PSA card. I decided to take some of that money from that sale and grade with AGS. Now it took them approximately 3 days to grade these and send them back to me, right? So I sent these on Saturday. They must have received them Monday. Wednesday they were back in the post to me, so I got them back today, right? So we have ended up grading these cards in literally 3 days, right? So would somebody say, well, why would he grade with AGS, or, you know, why would you not grade with PSA? PSA, we know, takes too long to grade your cards. It takes 6 months, right? It takes 6 months. It's an incredible amount of time if you want to be a seller. If you want to sell cards, and you want to grade cards, and you want to sell the card and get your money back and grade more, and then you want to grade for your personal collection, or you want to grade for business purposes, or you want to grade because you want to sell and buy, and you want to sell and buy, and if you can get, say, a card that you've got sitting in your box, and you get it and you grade it and you get a 10 and you sell it for, say, 500, and now you can go buy, you know, a Charizard EX box, you can go buy a Charizard UPC box, and then you can take some money, you can do stuff in real life with it. So you need your cards coming back fast, right? You can't have cards be sat at PSA for 2 years, like we knew, you know, even that time when, you know, there was a certain third-party submitter that was sending your cards off to PSA and they were sat there for 2 years. So imagine having 10 grand's worth of cards at PSA for 2 years that you can't get back your cards because they're sat there. So all your money is just stuck. Right? There's no moving the money, right? Money needs to move consistently to be able to buy, to be able to sell, you know, to be able to be able. That's basically what we want to do, right? So I graded 9 cards. Now, okay, I've already seen these grades for these cards, but I haven't seen them in the slabs, right? Since, you know, me sending them off. Now, I want to show you something on the website, because if you pay £2, you get the full diagnostics on. Wait, I don't think you even pay for this. I think you just pay. This is when you're paying for. You pay £2 and you get, you know, the photos and the subgrades and pretty much everything that it shows. Now, when I graded this card, this Psyduck Slowpoke card, this card got a 9 with CGC. And I argue that it was not a 9. I was like, how? Explain to me how this card is a 9. Right, so you can see, yeah, that the centering is good. Very good on this card, right? You've got I don't know, maybe a little tiny mark there or something, whatever that is, probably a tiny little weenie scratch, right? You've got perfect there, that's perfect, right? That's perfect. That's, you know, a 10, flawless centering, yeah? Flawless surface on the back, right? Edges a bit like, okay, right? And then you got your 2 edges on the corners, right? So basically this, they graded this card. Right, so they graded this card. We'll show you here. This card is a 10 on centering, 10 surface, 10 edges, 10 front. Back of the card, centering 10, surface 10, edges 9, you know, corners 9, 9.25. So that's what they score this card, right? So you can see that, right? Let me just go back on screen. Let me just see. Yeah, all right, you can see that, right? So this card got a 10. Now, this card is pretty much a flawless card, right? Now, I obviously said originally that, you know, this card that graded with CGC is a 10, right? You know, but they give it a 9. So I was like, well, how is it a 9? There's no explanation, nothing. It's just fact of opinion. Oh, card's a 9. We say it's a 9. During AI scans and, you know, analysing of it, it's, you know, you got a 10. So let's just go, you know, one of these nearly hit legend rank, which is, you know, it's like basically like a black label AGS. But now what we will do is we will sell the cards we don't want, and we will potentially see what happens, right? So we'll go in order of like, so we got a Leafeon. Now, the one bad point as I don't like about AGS is half grades. I don't like half grades. Personally, whoever does half grades, CGC does half grades, I'm not personally a fan of half grades. I don't really like them, yeah. So it's not that I have a problem with the company that is grading 9.5. It's, I would prefer a 9 or a 10, right? Because it's not a 9, but it's not a 10. They do it 9.5, and I'm not I don't like that, right? So this one got a 9.5, right? So this is a Leafeon. Now, if we basically go to the website, right, and we can say, let's go, it's off screen right now, so we'll go back to, just close that real quick, and then we'll go back to this, and we're going to go to this, and then we're going to go view grade, right, and this is what everything scored on this card, right? So the surface on the front is obviously not the best. This is probably what brought the card down, right? So here we are. There's like, these are all the scans of, you know, the card, right? And obviously there must be a line. There must be a line or something here, yeah. And then here we go. Right, so your argument could be, with this card, would PSA give this a 10? Now, the only way to find that out would be to send it to them, and you then get a 10. But, like I say, you've got to wait 6 months. Would you like to wait 6 months to get your card, or would you like your card back in a week, right? It's depending on if you can sell this. Now, people like Leafeon, you know, someone abroad might want to buy that. I just don't know, right? If you see anything in this video and you want to offer me an amount of money for it, you know, feel free to shoot me an offer through my email or whatever. I ship international, worldwide, everywhere. Spain, fucking Japan, everywhere, right? I ship everywhere. I don't not ship to nowhere. Right, so we got a Candela. So I ended up getting this from a Pokemon, you know, booster pack from like a Team Mystic box or something. So, you know, if this is the case where you get this, right, as you can see, this is, you know, a pretty pristine card. This is pristine, yeah? Right, we can see it's a pristine card. And this one ended up getting a 9.5. Now, it's a nice card. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice card. Looks nice in the slab, right? I kind of don't mind this like clear case. It's actually pretty good, but you know, the thing with the labels, right, is the gold, right? And me, I don't want, you know, a different label for every single card I've got. You know, it's, you know, you want it consistent throughout what you collect, right? So if you're, you know, it's straight, you know, like 9.5, right? They're good cards, right? So, you know, I have got another card from CGC. You know, they gave me a promo code, which allows me to grade 2 more cards with them if you send in a certain amount. And this is what usually happens when you submit. So I have another CGC card, which is like a 9. And I'm probably going to crack it. And I'm going to send it into them. And I'll keep the label. And then see if we get 10. Because if that card then gets a 10, then you know that CGC was not giving them cards a 10 on purpose during the time of when you were getting the blue labels, so being strict. Now, PSA is going through the same teething problem that has been happening throughout the community. People are saying, wait a minute, what's up with the grading? Like, why has the grading standards changed? And it's like, you can't change the grading standards from the day that you submit your collection, right? Like, to me, and I don't know what your guys' opinion is on this, but these AGS slabs look flawless, bro, to be fair, considering that, you know, I've waited 3 days to get these back. So you imagine if I could, like, sell these 2 cards, let's say within a day or 2 days or a week, and then I get, you know, money back, I can just grade again, right? Just grade straight again. Like, get some more cards I've got, grade again. You need them coming back fast. PSA takes too long. It really does. Nah, we got a Destin's Rivals Team Rocket Tyranitar. If you participated in buying off the Pokemon Center during the promo time, you would have got this card. And my 2 cards that I graded with PSA got a 10. And what do you reckon this one got? This one also got the Gem Mint 10. So, this is a pretty much flawless card. There's literally 1 point on this that does not make this from a Legend grade. Now, a Legend, they make a big, sparkly, like, silver border card. I'm like, yo, this is sick. Like, you know, I like the Legend. It's like, your 10 is a 10, but it's a 10 of flawless on everything. Do you know what I mean? PSA doesn't do that. They just give it a 10. There's no, it's just a 10, no matter what. It's a 10, right? It's like, okay, if you can get a Legend on a card, it's like, whoa, that's nice, right? you know, you've got something more premium than what somebody doesn't else have. So, you know, that's why I'm like kind of a fan, right? So we've got the Team Rocket Tyranitar 10. So, you know, I've got 2 PSA 10s and we've got an AGS 10 on the Team Rocket Tyranitar, right? So we'll probably end up vaulting them and then probably not selling them, right? There's certain cards that we'll keep or whatever. So we've got a Fanfare P-Riam, right? This is the Indonesian promo, yeah? Indonesian promo, right? Celebration Fanfare. It's also a, well, they put a Black Star, yeah, I think it is a Black Star promo, yeah, Black Star promo. And we got 3, number 74, yeah. And this one ended up getting a 9.5. Now, you know what? This is a very nice card, right? It's a very nice card. All right, they didn't give it the 10. You know, in PSA, it might be a 10, you know, but PSA could give it a 9, right? So, it's like, okay, you could send it in. PSA could say, oh, the centering's tiny off, 9, or whatever. You don't know. They could look at it, have a quick look, and just say a 10. So, it could be, depending on the grader, or depending on the day, on who's looking at it. If it was me looking at it and I go 10, and it could be someone else looking at it and they go 9. So, it is random, right? You don't know who's looking at your cards. Right, now, if your machine tells you, you know, this card is a 9, this card is a 10, it's like, all right, fair enough. You know, it's a very nice card. It's got Luminion in the background, Ori, the Cocoa Bird thing, Husian, Zorora, Voltor, Pikachu, and Bidoof with his big, massive gnashes. Yeah? Right, so, that's a nice card. Right. It's a nice card, right? Nice card. Nah. We'll bring him here, because we've got one of them, right? And here's the Psyduck card, the famous Psyduck card. We know this grade is a 10, Gem Mint. Gem Mint 10. Now, the thing is this card, right? CGC graded this a 9. A 9. I was like, a 9? What? Like, when I got this back, I was like, no way, bro. Right? So, you know, I have my CGC slabs up on my shelf. And we've cracked so many of them. And we paid twice to grade this card. Now, for example, this card, in my eyes, is 1 point away from, you know, like, I think was it 1 point? It was like a 0.1 on something, right? Or 0.25. So, let's just go back to the Slowpoke. So, this card was 2 things it was not close on, right? So, 2 things on a 10. This card would have literally been, you know, a perfect 10. So this was close to getting a legend, and then they graded it a 9. Like, how did they grade it a 9? Yeah, for example, I've got a couple of these, like Raw, you know, tag teams. Nah, the centering on this one's pretty much the same. Slightly out on this card, but you know, I had a load of stuff from like 2019 and just random shit that, you know, it's like, right, let's grade this, right, so that's a 10. So that's technically like the star of the show, right? The Psyduck's the star of the show. He's sick. That's a sick card, that is, yeah? Right, so we ended up grading this. So this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! This label's blue around the top, yeah? What's this one? Oh, this one's blue around the top as well, right? So, now, if you guys have ever seen a stainless steel Dark Magician card, these get wrecked, right? These get wrecked. You will very difficultly find a pristine one of these without a scratched surface. Both ones that I bought were literally scratched. So I was like, ugh, let's just grade one of them and just see what we get. Because I find that, say for example, this looks better with like one of these prismatics in it, because this is basically what the card comes in. It comes in one of these big massive stands. I'll probably end up selling the other stand of this, so you know, if anyone wants one, it'll probably be on eBay. But we don't want to smash that, because that's actually a piece. And we ended up dropping my phone. Let me grab that real quick. Right, so we ended up getting, so the surface was, you know, scratched. It looks a good card, right? You could basically much keep it in a stand. It's metal. You know, PSA has been thingy about grading these metal cards, and you can tell that just looking through this, you know, this card is severely scratched. Like, these are really not the best cards to be grading. But we had a shot at it and we got a 7, right? That's because the surface is dreadful, right? So, is that bad? Is that bad? It is what it is. Right, it is what it is, isn't it? Right, so. Victina. Now, I thought that this was the best quality promo that I've seen out of the two that I've got. So this one and this one. Now, I was like, okay, we'll grade this one now. The big part of the problem is with this specific card that you will find with the 2016 Generations promos that you would get in them 3-pack boxes and the promos in the front. With these, all these being foil on the front, they scratch very easy. So, you know, getting this card as a 10 is proving difficult, and a 9 in my eyes is underpriced. If you go on eBay, you will find 9s for cheap. Now, I could have just not tried to grade this and just went ahead and bought a 9. I should have just went ahead and bought a 9 because I ended up getting an 8, right? So, you know, maybe these foil ones, they're could be a bit stricter on, but then this is what I'm saying. You have to grade a repetitive amount of cards to see where the inconsistencies are. Like, if you look at your own collection and you say, well, you know, my own collection is like, whatever, I wanted this for a display, so, you know, it's an 8. Right, so, we graded a Charmander. Right, Charmander. So, these two last ones, these we're going to sell these on eBay. These are going to go for, basically, grading price. Pretty much grading price of the card, you know, a couple quid to post it. So it's like, okay, these promos are nice. They come out of the Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is very popular. This one's got kind of a swirl in it. Yeah, this one's got a swirl in the hollow look. Right, you know, this one is, the corners are not the best. Right, but, you know, to me, I thought, yeah, it's a pretty flawless card. If we pull up the... Let's pull up this, so let's go to this one and we'll go to view grade. And this one we'll see that this is basically the centering. So the centering on the front is off. Right, so the centering on the front is off. Oh yeah, shit! It is, isn't it? That was when I must have been rushing, bro, and looking at them and just chucked it in with a grade, and yeah, the centering's off. Like, I should have double looked at this. Like, yeah, that's way off, innit? That's way out. Like, yo, that's jokes. Right, I shouldn't have sent this in, to be fair. The centering, you know, the surface on the back is a 5. Holy shit. Right, so these are the scans. You know, you got the front bit, right? You got, that's where the surface. Right, that's probably the quality of the hollow. Right, and then you've got a line there, okay. Right, back's not too bad. Centering, okay, centering's good on the front. Alright, so there's a mark. Oh yeah, there's a mark there. Yeah, there's a mark there. There's like a little indent in this card, so I must have missed that when I sent this one in. I must have just got this one. You see, I had a load of cards just like chucked in card savers, so it's like, that's my bad. Yeah, that's my bad. That's not their fault at all. So, you know, we got an 8 on this. And then this card I got from one of them promo boxes. I kind of just, I don't know, just sent it in and just thought, you know, let's just see what gets. It's Charizard, isn't it? Charizard sells no matter what. We get an 8-5, don't matter. Black Star, EN Wing, yeah, Black Star. Right, Charizard EX. Yeah, that's what the card is. 2024 SV promo. Right, and this one got a 7. Right, so you got to remember, the whole of the card is foil, yeah? It's foil, very foily, yeah? So, it's going to scratch easy. Now, it looks very good, is in the term of, you know, there's no whitening. Now, if we pull it up, and we go on here, right? And we go back, and we go to this, is view grade, right? And we scroll down. So, the edges on the back, yeah? So, the edges on the back are like a 3, you know, and the corners on the back are a 5.2, right? So obviously the centering on the front, we looked at this card like, it was pretty good. Let's give it a send in, submit it. So here's the scans, right? You know, here's the scans of the grade. So there's obviously a mark. There's obviously some kind of scratch there. You know, corners, right? And you got the back centering. All right, so there's 2 dots. All right, so there's 2 dots on the Pokeball. I don't even think I can see that from there, yeah. How did they sleeve these? Oh, right, so you can't like, oh yeah. Yeah, we can take them out, can't we? Yeah, we can. Let me see if I can see what's on the back of this. Right, so, you know, I will obviously sell this on the internet. But I don't... Alright, yeah. Yeah, there's a little... Yeah, there's a like here, yeah. So, let's see if you can see this. Right, so there's like a little pendant. Right, a little pin. Like a little pinhole mark. Tiny, bro. Tiny, but there it is. You see it? There's a discrepancy in the card there, yeah? Right, look at that. Look at that on the video, yeah? That is now what you call... This is accurate grading, you know? Because if you just looked at this card and looked over it you with an eye, like, you kind of wouldn't see that, right? And then, you know, here, which is the Pokeball... You see, this is why when you look at your cards, you kind of have to look at them properly, right? So I can't see where that is. Oh no, there is. I think there is another one as well. Yeah, there is another one. Here's another one. You'll be able to see this. Check this out, right? There it is. You see it? There's the other pendant, look. Yeah. There's the other discrepancy in the card, look. That's mad how they catch that, innit? Because, you know, if you just look at it like... Bro, that is sick, yeah? Because, you know, if you look at a card like that and then you grade it in and you send it in, you're like, oh, that's a good card, right? Like, you can't actually see that. Now, PSA, you would probably miss that, right? And then you would probably just get the 10. So it's like, the argument in this video is, you know, if you were selling this, you know, it's like, you kind of want the higher grade, right? But depending on what... But then a true grade for the item, like, you're getting a true grade for that item here. Imagine, like, Logan sent his Trophy Pikachu in here. Like, what would it actually be? A 7? Like, you know, probably a 7, right? And then you got the edging. Ah, yeah. Yeah. There's a bit there. Alright, that's the dint on the edging. Alright, yeah, yo, this is mad, bro. This is actually good, you know. This is good, you know. So, basically... Wait, let me close this. I've just opened the wrong app. Right, so the edges. Let me get the light. There, you see that? There's a discrepancy in the card. Right? You see what I'm saying? So that's true. Yeah? Right, and then on the top corner on the back, there seems to be, you know, some kind of pinned in or... Alright, looks like a line to me. Like some kind of line. Yeah, there looks like a little dint there. Right, see a little dent, yeah, and then on this part of the edge seems to be something wrong there, which, yeah, alright, okay, yeah, it's actually pretty good. Right, and then that's the last thing in the scan. Right, so guys, that is my AGS submission. And what did you think to the video? Let me know your thoughts, and we will probably see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and do you think you will grade with AGS? If you do, use my link and have a good crack at grading your cards, and I'll get a crack. You know, I'll get a kickback, and then I can send some of my junk, which I've still got, in, and we'll see what grades we get. Right? Thanks for watching the vid. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.